Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You are here this evening at FluxMotorsport TV with your host Lecky_2000. Welcome, welcome. Thanks very much for joining me this evening. It's great to have you here. If it's your first time with us, please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, hit the bell notification on YouTube to make sure that you get notified of all our videos. But yeah, welcome to our 7th round here, 7th and penultimate round it is this evening for the GT1 Championship at the famous Circuit de Catalunya in Barcelona, as we're on track here with Bruce Law. Bruce Law currently putting in the fastest lap, 1:36.724, as he just comes past one of our Toyotas there. So Bruce currently putting in the fastest lap of our qualifying session. So it is our qualifying session that you join us for here this evening, and we've got 5 or 6 minutes so left in session, and a couple of new faces here tonight. So as you can see, near enough a maxed out grid that we've got here. A couple of new drivers in. We've got Snarling Bongo, he's one of our new members. Sub-Zero that you've seen a couple of times before. Survivor's new to our lobby. So a couple of new guys in here. Linga Bazinga's new. Linga Bazinga already coming at 3rd on the grid. So looks like we've got some interesting talent with us tonight. See if we can mix things up for our championship. A couple of these drivers are in the reserve category, so they won't be scoring points. So Snarling Bongo and Linga Bazinga are just out to race for experience. Can still maintain a track position. Do want to go toe to toe with the guys here, but I certainly are not able to pick up points, and the points won't affect the championship. But certainly looking like they could be in for a shout of jumping into the GT1s coming forward with us. So if that is you, and you are in the same boat as Linga Bazinga or Snarling Bongo, and you fancy trying to get online with our streams, get a bit of 15 minutes of fame, and get the opportunity to drive with some of our quicker drivers here at Flux Motorsport, then do head on over to FluxMotorsport.com and search for the driver sign up button. I'll take you through to our Discord server, where you can jump in with the rest of our drivers, have an evaluation drive, get involved in the action, share setups, and all the rest of the good stuff that we do at Flux Motorsport. So, like I said, just coming down to 4 minutes left in our qualifying session here. So, where are we with our standings for our GT1 Championship? So, like I said, coming into round 7 here at Catalunya, and our standings to date see currently at the top of the pile is Bruce Law with a massive 213 points. Bruce from the very off, I think, running away from it with his championship, so has been strong throughout this so far, but coming into our penultimate round, he's definitely got a buffer zone behind him. In second place we've got Murphy, so Murphy coming up in second place, currently 5th on our grid. Murphy with 132 points, putting a good couple of strong performances on the previous couple of races, but last race actually had a bit of difficulty. So again, not a bad finish for Murphy. I think Murphy came 5th all told in the previous race, so not an overall bad finish, but did have a couple of incidents there, and obviously sticking with the Toyota that he swapped over to, so that car change there, Murphy making use of last race at Silverstone. So Immortalist now coming out the pits, looking to set a quick lap time. Immortalist know that he's probably not happy with the 137s, sniffing at the door of 136s throughout the free practice sessions. So I know he'll be looking to get another performance to match his last one. We're not at the last round at Silverstone, so really great performance from Immortalist last time, and we're looking to do the same. He currently sits with a 137.2, so yeah, about half a second away from his possible personal best here. But obviously with the Euro at Catalunya, is going to be very difficult. All the drivers are going to be throwing lots of turbulent air around here, lots of fast, tricky sections with a couple of fast bits, including this right-hander that we're just about to see now. Yeah, very technical circuit, Catalunya, so it will be interesting to see how that Toyota fares with the aerial disruption. So We just see Sterling Bongo going into pits there, but it does look like he's taken 4th place before he's gone to pits. So just jumping ahead of qualifying lap time of Murphy there. So Sterling Bongo's come out in the CLK today, so looking to see if he can get that Mercedes around the track. He goes a little wide there on cold tyres. So just a minute or so left in session. Bruce Law still currently setting the fastest laps, but doesn't look like he's on a hot lap here. He looks like he's taking his time through that section. Or potentially that a cold lap, just getting ready for the last chicane section here at Catalunya and get the foot down and away. So looks like our drivers have come out here and set a lap. So lap times ranging from a 1:36 over to a 1:43. So a good 9 seconds in it, but not an awful lot of lap time between the leaders. Less than a second in it between 1st and 3rd place. So it should be an interesting race. So 30 odd seconds left in session now. Drivers will be able to finish off their laps as they come through, and the timer runs down for the end of this qualifying session. But the last time that they can go around is this current lap they're on. So once they cross that finish line, the session finishes, or when the time counts down, whichever comes first. So looks like Linga Bazinga he's happy with his 1:37.2 lap time, and that is uncannily exactly the same lap time as Immortalis there. So those guys getting an exact match on the lap times there. You see CMC coming over the line. CMC does improve, so CMC knocks Murphy down to 7th place. CMC making an improvement there. And we have survivors, so one of our new drivers, not a reserve driver, but a new driver to the championship. He joins us as a fresh driver. He comes over to, looks like a warm lap that he's on, and comes over, so let's see if he makes his improvement. On 1:40.6, so no improvement this time from Survivor. I still think we've got Jack and Sterling Bongo that are left out. Jack just pushing the track limits there. Does look like the umpire says in on that one though. So Jack comes into this championship in 4th place, 104 points on our leaderboard at this stage. So we'll be looking to try and push ahead there. Again, if we take Sterling Bongo and Linga Bazinga out, that does theoretically, if he was to finish the race in this position, give Jack a podium finish there. So 1:38.5 is his current lap time. Let's see how he does now as he comes down through this last corner, and you're just going to stop the back end from kicking out there, which he does proficiently. He stays off the rubbers. Let's see if it's improvement. No improvement from Jack. Sterling Bongo just coming in the last corner as well, again on a hot lap. See if we can make an improvement here. 1:38 again, and no improvement there. So that's the end of our qualifying session, as we see Bruce Law yet again fastest lap, as expected. I think around Catalunya in the panels, but amazingly Linga Bazinga, brand new entrant as a reserve driver into our championship, so he comes in 2nd place, so great drive out from him. In 3rd spot we have Immortalis. 4th, again the other new driver that's a reserve is Sterling Bongo. He jumps into 4th place. Jack Demenzes into 5th. CMC, much better drive from CMC. I think we saw retirement from him from the last race, so CMC in 6th there. Murphy getting dropped down to 7th, so struggling with the Toyota around this track. Carl in 8th. Survivor, a new driver, in 9th place. Sub-Zero makes it up into 10th place. We've got Alright Turkish in 11th, Kate Redwood in 12th, Luke in 13th in the Porsche, and Mark in 14th at the back of the grid. So we'll just roll over to our race session while our guys set up. I'll be back with you in just a moment. Please stick with us. Hi, as you rejoin me here for our GT1 Championship race at FluxMotorsport TV. Again, you're with your host, Likey2000. We've just rolled over into our race session now. And the guys are just setting up the fuel and getting the hard tyres ready for this race. 45-minute race that we've got here today. So as we saw Bruce Law coming through top of the pile there from our qualifying session. really showing how it's done here. Flatten the 136s, and really showing the rest of the grid how that panels can cope with its tight corners and torquey engine. So Lincoln Bazinga in second, Immortalis in third, Snell and Bongo in fourth, Jack de Menzies in fifth, and CMC in sixth. That's the top 3 rows on our grid. Just a minute or so left now for our guys to get themselves readied up, just make the final couple of tweaks to their setups, make sure they've got water bottles topped up, and they're good to go for a 45-minute race. So it does look like it's going to remain dry here at Catalunya. Fairly temperate, quite a warm track, 48 degrees C, so hard tyres will definitely be an option here. I would expect the guys to try and push the limits in the for the tyres in this race, but I would expect also to see a stop towards the last 10 laps or so in this race, certainly from the Mercedes, which tends to eat that front left tyre quite a bit. So interesting to see. Not too long to go as our guys get ready. I'll just bring you some news on our next session as we just get ready for the race here. So our next session is at Cirque du Sarthe on the 24th of September, and that's our last round 8 for the GT1 Championship, and I think it's more of a fight for second place at this stage as we get ready to see our guys out on grid. So as we get ready for the lights here at Catalunya, you know, the starters orders, there's the go, so it looks like Bruce gets away well. Lincoln Bazinga still managing to maintain second place, not too much movement on the grid at this stage. Survivor making a move up and Sub-Zero going with him, but Bruce sticking it into first. There's the 2 Toyotas now from Immortalis and Jack. Immortalis just managed to stick it on the outside, Jack coming up and slots in behind him. Murphy managing to get up a few places there in that Toyota, jumped up to 4th place in front of Lincoln Bazinga, who's dropped down to 5th now. That sees Carl up to 6th and Sterling Bong up to 7th, as we've got a trio of the Toyotas here coming into this difficult right hand turn with the cars. We'd love to try and get the back end out on exit, as we see CMC coming through on Murphy there. Sorry, that's not CMC, that's Lincoln Bazinga, apologies, and Carl. Just a little bit of contact there, not too much though, so no damage being picked up. Lincoln Bazinga putting the move in on there, and now chasing Jack, who's still quite close to the back of Immortalis in front of him. These two guys not leaving each other alone yet, so all out action here at Catalunya for lap 1. Bruce does look like he's managing to run away already with the start of this race though, with putting a 1.5 second gap in, as we see Murphy in the background there making a move down the inside. Carl coming for the cutback, doesn't manage to get it stuck though. Great move there from Murphy, and Snelling Bongo on the back of these two as well. So Snelling Bongo looking to get involved in the action. Does look like it's suffering from a little bit of the understeer as Carl rejoins on the back of him now. Manages to close that gap. That Mercedes will be better in the corners here than the Toyota. A little bit wobbly there on the exit of that chicane, as Murphy tries to straighten that thing up and get the power down. So a fight for 5th place there, 6th and 7th between Murphy, Carl and Starling Bongo. Just it back over to Jack and Lincoln Bazinga now in 3rd place. Jack there managing to get a good jump up that order there. Didn't manage to go towards someone come out better of Immortalis on the first corner, and he's struggling a little bit here with trying to get Lincoln Bazinga off that rear end of his. Lincoln Bazinga trying to swerve out, come out the dirty air, make him think about that passing manoeuvre, but Jack thinks better of it, keeping his composure there. And all right, fight for these lot here now, coming into this tight left-hander. Gear 1, Gear 2, this left-hander, very difficult to try and keep the car under power and keep the guy off behind you, so difficult to keep the shoulders out there. As Jack goes a little bit wide there, Lincoln trying to come through the inside, having to step on the brakes to slow momentum. He is on the inside, but not even enough of his nose up there. And he's all over the back of Jack here. Murphy still out in front in 5th place of Snarling Bongo, so Snarling Bongo looks like he's got past Carl. Carl just dropping into the back of that order there as Murphy runs wide and Sterling Bongo goes round. Oh dear, that's a big spin there. So Murphy managing to run away with that, and Sterling Bongo still not managing to get round though, still dropping back down the order, so I think he might be struggling to get that car restarted. That has seen Carl move up into 6th place and CMC is on the back of Kovkal now, so CMC managing to regain some of those positions that he dropped from that start there. I don't know what happened with the start with CMC. Maybe just a little bit of bog down on the start, so I'm dropped down back down the order. Managing to work his way back up to his 7th spot now, and will be in the aero behind Kovkal. So not quite enough, I think, at the end of this straight. As we go back on board with the fight for 3rd place. So Lenga Bazinga still making it difficult, still dancing on the brakes around turn 3 though. And he just can't seem to get the power down as he gets on the straight, but certainly he looks quicker in the corners. And is that going to prove costly for Lenga Bazinga? Is he going to potentially lock up there? Very easy to lock up these GT1 cars. And the closer you travel to the guy in front, the more that dirty air affects you. It takes the weight from the front end. Jack keeping it clever there, so managing to fend off from the inside just enough. Clever driving from Jack. So less than 2/10 in it here, as we see Immortalis. Was that slowing down in front just a little bit? So potentially these guys even catching him here, but certainly while they're fighting on track, it is going to be slowing these two down, and Linga just getting a little bit wide there. Again, whilst these cars are running in the dirt here, the engines are struggling to get in the cooler into them. The brakes are struggling to cool down. The tyres start to overheat, so it does start to become a problem all round for the cars when they're in the dirt here for a prolonged amount of time. Lenga Bazinga potentially just suffering a little bit from that there. And CMC still on the back of Kovkal. Try and move down the order a bit now. Sub-Zero's managed to get up to 8, so he's managed to make a little bit of move off the start. Sub-Zero qualified overall down in 9th, 10th place I think it was. Managing to make up the order there. I think that's from a drop back from Stalin Bongo. And does look like he's got a great big gap behind him, so potentially an incident here has been costly for the back of the order. As we see Luke, Casey Redwood and Stalin Bongo there just coming around the last corner. So it doesn't look like too much damage for Luke. We know he's been struggling a little bit with that Porsche on some of the tracks, trying to keep that Porsche in order and not get the back to over-rotate. Lap times are not that flattering here, as we see him going a little bit off track there, taking up a little bit of the gravel, so that's not going to help for that fast right-hander. Sterling Bongo didn't look like he picked up too much damage, but has managed to see himself drop back down the order to 11th place, but is making life difficult for Casey Redwood now. Casey Redwood currently 11th in our standings, 34th points on our leaderboard, and currently his closest contender is CMC F1 in 10th. CMC are way up the grid over in 6th place. So Casey Redwood obviously sporting the red and white raspberry ripple colours of the Toyota there. So it does look like we've had a bit of action on track between Lenga Bazinga. Is that Lenga Bazinga seen at the back there? Somebody just getting into the wall. It may well have been CMC in the wall. I think it is. Or Kovkal, as we just come down into that turn 1. It looks like it was Kovkal there. So Kovkal looks like he's got a little bit out of shape there. Managed to tag the inside of that wall. Let's let CMC come through and Murphy come up, but it looks like it could have potentially been from an incident involving Lenga Bazinga there, as we see him drop down the order and Murphy move up into 4th. So Murphy and Lenga will now be battling for that 4th spot, and CMC and Kovkal will be battling for the 5th spot, but it has left Jack there with a bit of a comfortable gap there, 4 seconds in between himself and Murphy. As we take a little look at the black and white livery of CMC, like I said, he's had a bit of an upsetting season so far in the GT1 CMC. Really not gone well for him, and 6th place was probably his best finish so far this season up until the last round, up until round 5 at Zhuhai, where he came 4th, and where he came 4th round at Silverstone as well. So it was just the beginning of the season that was difficult for CMC, but it does look like he's managed to get things a little bit back together as he here at Catalunya. So doing well today. potentially putting in similar lap times to Murphy, so we could see him close the gap up there to Murphy if he plays his cards right. Currently sat in 6th place, and Kovkar in the green and gold Sorbet BMW, Mercedes behind him, sorry. Again, Kovkar putting in similar lap times to these guys in qualifying, but obviously picking up a little bit of damage there on that previous lap, so that's going to see him struggle to, yeah, so 142 there, we see him come and set that lap now, so that is going to affect him going forward in this race. 36 minutes left to go.